unbelievable pickup, and I never ever thought I would get what I'm going to show you right at the end of the video. Hey gamers, I am CyberSnack7, hope you're all well, back again with another video, and welcome to the first of my PlayStation monthly videos. This is going off the back of my last video that I did, which was my PlayStation 3 collection video, and that video just went through the roof with views, and I have to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you out there that took the time to watch it and comment on the video. I'm really quite surprised how well that video has done and is still doing at this present moment. So many thanks to each and every one of you for watching that video and, as I say, commenting on it. And it just goes to show the popularity of the PS3 in 2024. So this realistically has spawned from that video, and I've decided, as I say, to do a PlayStation monthly video. Now this will be across the board. This will be from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 5, so there could be any system within these pickups that I'm going to be doing. But primarily, I'm going to be trying to stick to the PS3, of course, because I do want to build on that collection for 2024. Just want to pick up the games that I have never played before, I've never heard of, and games also that I've probably had in the past, and I really wanted to re-pick them up and stick them back into the collection. Whether it be a box set, which I'm not really going to tend to go for the box sets, I'm just going to probably go for the standard edition of the games going forward. But you never know, there's always going to be that one box set that just might, I might get it. But that's in future episodes. But we're going to start with a packed, and I mean a packed episode for the first PlayStation monthly. And as I say, I've got some great games: PS3, PS2, PS5, and one unbelievable pickup. And I never ever thought I would get what I'm going to show you right at the end of the video, but I cannot believe I've got one, and I'm so happy I actually have one at last, and it's never leaving the collection, believe me. But before we get to there, let's start with the games that I picked up for this first edition. Now, as I say, you got PS3, you got PS2, and you got PS5. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the PS5 first, get that one out of the way, and then work our way down to the PS2. So firstly, a couple of games. Well, there's three games here. One everybody's had and played and done to death. Loved it, hence the hat what we got on. And that is, of course, Spider-Man 2. Got this on the PS5, of course, day one. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely amazing game graphically. Story was fantastic as well. The game wasn't overly massive. I'd done it in a few days. Platinumed it very easily. But these games, I suppose, in a sense, you know, it's there to be enjoyed. And it's a shame they probably didn't make it a little bit difficulter, just to give that bit more of a challenge. But the new game plus is up there at last now, so there's always opportunity to play it through again, which I'm going to do eventually over time. But once you play it once, you kind of get Spider-Man out, and you just don't want to, like, I'll just leave it for a month or two to go back to it later on. But as I say, absolutely amazing title, fantastic game. I'm looking forward to whatever spin-offs and whatever Spider-Man 3 brings within the next, well, you're going to be talking 2 to 3 years easy before you see one of those. But absolutely amazing. But only did I just not get the game, I got this as well, which was the PS3 Spider-Man 2 controller. Now, I haven't even taken this out of the box now. Now, there's one regret I did make, and I did order the faceplates for the PS5, and I cancelled them. And you can't get them for love nor money, and they are ridiculously priced. Exactly the same as these. These can go for something, anything between £130 upwards. It's silly money. But still really happy to get one of these. Haven't undone this yet. And to be honest, I don't think I've got any need, because I've already got 2 PlayStation 5 controllers that are working perfectly and are doing the job for the time being. So nice little collector's item to go with the Spider-Man 2 game. So I will be keeping those, well, especially keeping this box for the time being. So that's the Spider-Man 2 game and the controller, which I've got now. We'll move on to the most recent game. And of course, this is a game that's caused a lot of controversy on the internet yet again, concerning day one patches for it and them censoring certain things within the game. Now, I kind of seen it coming anyway, regardless of those people or basically like saying, yeah, it's going to be uncensored across the world, whatever country it is. They did it regardless, and there's a lot of people upset about it. Personally, I'm not really too fussed. But with the character within the game, as you'll see when I show you the game, you'll understand where I'm coming from. It's a game I would love to see in its full glory, uncensored, but not many people probably do, unfortunately. But the game I'm talking about is Stella Blade. Now, this game, as soon as I played the demo and I've seen it, it took a while for this game to be released and to come out, but absolutely up my street. This is definitely like a Souls style of gameplay, and not necessarily like that, because I played the initial beginning of the game in the city, and then this thing absolutely opens out into like an open world. So there is a massive game within this game. So there's plenty of things to do in it, side missions, collectibles, you name it, it's there. You got your big bosses within the game itself. But as I say, I've only scratched the surface of this game yet. I've uploaded it and I've played the city section, and then the world map opens and it is huge. So there's going to be a good few hours of Stella Blade being played, but absolutely fantastic game. Really happy to have this in the collection last. So that's going to be concentrated on within the next few weeks, on and off, when I get the opportunity to play it. But there is the second and final game for the PS5, and that is Stella Blade. Okay, moving on now to PS4. Only one title for this. I haven't bought for the PS4 in months and months. And this game, to be fair, I've had a couple of months anyway. Played it to death. And really, really quite enjoyed it for what it is. But this is not a cheap game. And there's obviously, you can get this on the PS4, you can get this on the PS3. The PS4 tends to be slightly more expensive, but I paid, I think, £90 for this. And when you see it, you'll understand why. This game fluctuates so much, it's unreal. But it's, of course, Godzilla for the PS4. And I have to say, I played this through the PS5, enhances the graphics slightly, but the gameplay is repetitive. It's the same. You're going through certain levels. You got to destroy as much as you can, build up the destruction meter. Then you take on bosses and you beat the bosses. And when you beat the bosses, you unlock them. They become playable characters over time. But it's a case of having to go through this game over and over and over again, because you do have different like ways to go through the game, about 4 or 5 different ways, and you got to do certain criteria to unlock other sections of the game. And by doing that, of course, you unlock more bosses and extra things like that. So that's the premise of the game, really. It's just like, it's a rinse and repeat game, but graphically, really, really good game. Fantastic. I love the Godzilla games anyway. And to be honest, I wanted this for a long, long time, and I should have bought it on the day of release. But of course, this went sky high, and it's ever since then, it's just been ridiculously priced. But very happy to have this one. As I say, expensive game, so I made the most of this and made sure I played this as much as possible. And I've unlocked more or less all of the characters in this game now. But don't know, it's not to everybody's taste, of course. But me, I absolutely love Godzilla. I love the rinse and repeat thing anyway, so occasionally I'll put it on, go through it again and again, just to unlock that little bit extra within the game. But absolutely love it, so well happy to have Godzilla on the PS4. And as I say, this is the only game I picked up for the PS4 in a long, long time. But excellent game. If you haven't got it, give it a whirl if you want to splash the cash. That's all I'm saying. But absolutely fantastic game. So that's Godzilla. Right, now we move on to the main event, which is the PS3. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games to show you. I've picked up, realistically, probably about 25 games, but I'm not going to show them all in one video. I'm just going to show you 5 at a time. And obviously next month, if there's not a lot else to show you in terms of other systems, then I'll show you more PS3 games. Excuse me. A bit of a dry throat there. So, 5 great games. As I say, these games I've got, I never owned any of them. This is like doing research on the games and also seeing how good they play, what they like. So I just went for it, and I thought these 5 are the first ones I went for. Now, the first one is a game I'm glad I've got, because I guarantee you this will go up in price within the next 3 to 4 months as soon as the film comes out. And when you see it, you'll understand what it is. But initially, I never actually played this when it first came out on the PS3, because back in the day, this movie tie-in and this character, the games that come out, they always got a bad rap, so I never really bothered with them. Regardless of how much I love this character, I never really bothered with the games. But after going back to this and doing some research, watching some videos on it, and then actually giving this a go, this is an absolutely fantastic game. And that is, of course, X-Men Origins Wolverine. And this is obviously a third-person action-adventure, platforming, puzzle, fighting, you got it, it's all in there. And it's based basically off the very first Wolverine movie, which wasn't the greatest, I have to admit. But this game is absolutely awesome. Some really great fighting sections in it. Violent, bloody, it's all in there. This is unbelievable. I never realised how bad and like violent this game actually is. But it's an absolutely amazing game. And as I say, 18 rating, so you're going to get some serious violence in this. So it's not for the kids, unfortunately. But if you've never played Wolverine, this is the game to play. It's absolutely fantastic. Graphically holds up very well as well. So really, really chuffed to have got this one. And as I say, this is a pricey-ish game anyway, but I can see this going up in price within the next 3 to 4 months due to the fact, of course, with Deadpool and Wolverine movie coming out. So if you want this, grab it while you can, because you know full well it's going up in price. That is a fact. So that's the first PS3 edition to add to the collection, and that is the X-Men Origins Wolverine. Right, the next one is one I bought from the Birmingham gaming market. Now, these are a couple of games I've really wanted to play for the longest of times, and I've never really had. Well, I did have the means to play them back in the day on the Amiga, but I never really got around to buying them, and it's just never been a genre that's really grabbed me. Excuse me. But these two games I've always wanted to play, like the Indiana Jones style of games. So when I bought this at the gaming market, this was the only copy there I've seen. So I just snagged it and I thought, yeah, great, this is the way I'm going to play it, this is the way I'm going to enjoy it. So it is, of course, the Monkey Island collection. Now, this contains Monkey Island 1, Monkey Island 2, and the graphics obviously have been improved, which really look smooth and nice. You've obviously, it just follows the point and click way of play, which I wouldn't want it to be any other way. It's got full audio talking through it as well. It's not just the picking the phrases and things like that. So it's something I'm really, really going to look forward to playing. It's a game I've always wanted to play and I've never got round to playing. And this game is quite hard to get, to be fair. So as I say, I only seen one copy within the whole of the market when I was there. So it was like a do or die, buy it or leave it and regret it. So very, very happy to have picked this up. And I got it for a really decent price there and now because I had all with the guy. So he done me a good deal on that. But yeah, very happy to have this game in the collection. Nice point and click. And I do like point and click games. I really do, especially these two. But as I say, if they did like the Indiana Jones on the PS, it'd have been awesome, but unfortunately they never did. But so I'm happy with, of course, the Monkey Island games. Really going to enjoy these. Sit down and, you know, grasp the story, get the humour in there, because it's supposed to be very, very good humour within these games. So looking forward to giving this a shot. So that is, of course, the Monkey Island collection. Right, next one is one Pete Snestastic talked about constantly when he was collecting for the PS3. He still, of course, is. But he loves his Bond, and so does Ninja Bear Hug. And this one was probably one of the first 2 or 3 I picked up anyway, because I thought, yeah, I'm going to give this a try. I liked the older Bonds. I've got Quantum of Solace, of course, in the Steelbook, but this one I never really played and never really took any interest in. But this is, of course, Bloodstone. Now, this is a third-person action adventure. You got your third-person shooting, you're driving. It's all in there. Graphically, it's held up okay. It's not great graphically, but with the action and the story and the gameplay, it does play quite really well, to be fair. So I'm really quite pleased with it. It is quite a good game, but graphically wise, you can tell that the features and the graphics ain't that great. But still, voiced by Daniel Craig, of course, and all the original cast from the James Bond films. But only just give this a quick go. Not really played it through, just done the first level, but liking what I've gotten through so far. But very happy to have this one. Cheap as chips, £1.50 I think, or £2 for this. But a nice little Bond game to add to the collection. I think this one and the Quantum of Solace is the only two games for the PS3. I might be incorrect there, but I never know. But if I am, all well and good. If I'm not, let me know if there's any more. But for me, I think this one and Quantum of Solace will probably be the only two Bond games I'll get anyway. But overall, really happy with the game so far. Looking forward to getting my teeth into this and giving it a good crack. So that is, of course, Bloodstone 007 on PS3. Now, the next one is one of my favourite genres of all time, and that is, of course, a fighter. Now, as I say, excuse me, yet again. As I say, I'm not just going for the PAL releases. I'm going to go for American, I'm going to go for PAL, and I'm going to go for Japanese. Specifically Japanese where it comes to my fighting games, of course. And I did a bit of research. There's a fair few fighters that I do want for the PS3. But this one I've never ever played, never knew it existed. But boy, am I so glad I bought this game. And that is, of course, Phantom Breakers Extra on the PS3. Now, this is a side one-on-one fighter, 2D fighter. Fantastic graphics, absolutely love the graphics. Now, this is, I thought it was just a girly fighter, but there are a couple of male characters within it. I'm not too sure on whether this is like some sort of anime within Japan or it's a comic-based characters, but all the characters in here are really fantastically drawn. The graphics are absolutely beautiful, and as I say, this, believe it or not, is one tough fighting game. I put it on 3 times and I haven't beat the first fighter yet. So that is saying something. So it's just learning the moves, basically, of these characters within this game. But graphically, absolutely fantastic. Game-wise, everything about it is really, really good. And it's a surprise game for me. Something I've never heard of. And that's what I love about collecting for the PS3 now. There's going to be games out there that I'm going to be getting and I've never, ever heard of. But experiencing the first time, especially like this fighter, absolutely love it. So my style of fighting game, 2D fighting games, and this one is a definite winner. If you want a good 2D fighter, this is an absolute fantastic game to grab. There are 2 variants. There's this cover, which I've seen, and there's one with all the girls on the front cover. I'm not too sure what variant that is, but I went for this one because this was the only one on eBay like this. So I thought, yeah, I'll have this variant instead. But very, very happy with this game. Absolutely top 2D fighter. Definitely worth a recommendation, this one. So that is, of course, Phantom Breaker Extra. Right, on to the final game before we go and look at the item of the video. And now this one, this one is a complete surprise how good this game is. It's an action platforming puzzle game, slashing game, fighting game. Reminds me a little bit of Ico in a sense, if you get what I mean. But I've never ever heard of this game. Did a bit of research on it, and this game is a very, very good game. And that is Margin and the Forsaken Kingdom. Now, this game is an absolutely fantastic, it's like a platform style adventure, but you got your hack and slash in there, your puzzle elements. But you do have a character called Margin. And he is like a big monster that helps you along the way with the fighting and puzzle elements within the game. And as I say, never heard of this game before, but it is such a good game, such a fantastic platforming action game. If you're into that sort of game, if you're into the like Ico style of games, then this is probably where you really want to go. And as I say, it's a game I don't hear many people talk about. And that's why I've really never heard of this game, to be fair. But pick this up, absolutely love it. Absolutely fantastic game. And very, very, very happy to have this in the collection. And if you haven't played this game, highly recommend it. Really, really good game. And one you want to add to the PS3 collection, really soon, because as I say, this fluctuates. This was I think 25 when I bought it, and it's gone up to about 25, 30 now, something like that. So you know, it's going up gradually, as most PS3 games are. So very, very happy to add this unknown game to me into the collection, and that's of course Meijin and the Forsaken Kingdom. Definitely check that one out. Okay, that is all of the games for this episode, but we've just got one thing extra to show you, the pickup of the video for me. And this thing is, well, I can't get it. I just can't get my head over how it just randomly, I've been wanting one for a long time, but it just, like, I've been searching and they've been very expensive. And I'm not saying this wasn't expensive, because this was quite expensive, but locally this come up and I thought, you got to go for it. And the guy brought it for me yesterday, but it gave me a game with it, which I forgot to show you. So we have got one more game to show you, of course, and that's a PS2 game. And now this game, back in the day, I absolutely loved, but obviously I really got rid of more or less all of my original PAL PS2 games, and there's only a few, probably 2 or 3 that are kept, but the rest of them I got rid of. But this one I bought originally, and what a game this was. Fantastic game. And to get this back with the package that I got yesterday is really a nice little icing on a cake for me. But this is, of course, the classic Warriors, and absolutely fantastic game from Rockstar, of course. Follows the film to a T, of course. You've got the Warriors, and you've got to make your way over from all the way to Coney Island, I think. It's been such a long time since I've watched the movie, but the game follows the movie to a T. Really, really good graphics, fantastic gameplay. Absolutely loved the Warriors originally, so I'm looking forward to playing this once again on the PS2. So well happy to have that. So there's a kind of a hint of what's coming your way and what I'm going to be showing you shortly. So there will be now a few more PS2 games coming into the collection, but it's going to be a very, very small list of games that I really want in the collection, and I'm really going to play over and over again. And like this one, the Warriors, is classic. But as I say, probably about 10 to 12 games and I'm done. That's all I really want on the PlayStation 2, to be fair. So it's going to be very, very small collection, but it's going to be a great collection regardless. So there you go. There is the Warriors, the classic Warriors. Now let's move on to the main event. So what I'm going to do is I'll just quickly flick off, and then what we'll do is go over to the item I have now had delivered to me yesterday, and believe me, it's awesome. Let's check it out. So here it is. Yes, I actually own at last a Sony Bravia PS2 TV, and this is of course the TV with the built-in PlayStation 2, as you can see, and then obviously you got the memory card slots and the joypad slots on the front. Now of course you slide it across and there's where your disc goes in. So let's pop in a disc, shall we? Just get this running, just to show you it running. Slide it across and then it should hopefully load up. Here we go. But as I say, this was one of the cheapest I've seen, but still quite expensive for what it is, because as I say, these were not made in abundance. And this came out in 2010, I think. And it literally come out for 1 month in December. And I can't think of the retailer that sold it, but there's only one retailer that sold this actual TV for a month in December of 2010. And once they'd sold out, they'd gone. That was it. They've never repeated it ever again. So absolutely really chuffed to have this. As I say, I've been after a TV, and I've been buying TV after TV for a good couple of years, and I've never really been happy with them. But this one, picture quality for the PS2 and the PS3, absolutely fantastic. Beautiful sound, beautiful picture, and as I say, the condition of this is in really, really good condition. Not a blemish wrong with it, to be fair. And it's literally one wire, plug it into the wall, and off you go. And thankfully, it did come with the controller. because I would not have got one of these without the controller, because it just wouldn't feel right. But as I say, these controllers can cost silly money on their own, but to get that and the TV together for the price that I paid, I'm well happy. And as I say, the guy delivered it to me, so very, very happy with that. And as I say, 100% perfect, working perfectly, and definitely the boy of the year for me this year. And this is one of a few consoles I'll be picking up over the next few months of 2024. So very happy with this, unbelievable. And I'm going to enjoy myself some PS2 games in the future now, and it's got me back into playing PS2 all over again. But there you go, there is the PS2 Sony Bravia TV. Absolutely amazing. So there we have it. Yes, the Sony Bravia PlayStation 2 TV. Absolutely fantastic TV. I've been after a good, decent TV for the last couple of years. I bought a few TVs and none of them have been really any good. So I just thought, step back a bit, pick up yourself a decent quality TV, and this is the be-all and end-all TV for me. It's got all the connections you need for old retro TVs. You've got AV, you've got SCARTs, you've got 4 HDMI ports, you've got fantastic quality picture, beautiful sound, built-in PS2. What more could I ask for? It's basically a part of gaming history as far as I'm concerned. So to have that in my collection is awesome, and it's given me the incentive, as I said, to give myself a mini PlayStation 2 collection. Now it's only going to be, as I say, 10 to 15, probably 20 max, no more. All the games that I originally had or I want back in the collection of my original PlayStation set, and that's as far as I'm going to go, 20 games. Just enough for me to enjoy the system for what it is and re-enjoy the games that I loved back in the day on the PS2, especially the PAL ones. So there we have it, the first PlayStation monthly video done, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Plenty more to come. I'm going to be doing another console next week and a new collection that I'm going to be starting in 2024 as well. So that's going to be an interesting ride. Not going to be many games for that system though. I think my key to collecting nowadays is, of course, get the system and get the games that you really enjoy playing on that system originally. So that's going forward, but that's another video. But this one is now done and dusted. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for supporting my channel, enjoying my channel, thumbing up. Maybe give it a subscribe if you enjoy what you see, and there's definitely going to be plenty more within the next coming months of 2024. A variety of things, because I'm not just PS, I'm also a retro and modern gaming collector. So hopefully you're going to see plenty more within the next few months. But as I say, I'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching. And I am CyberSnake7. And as always, keep playing and keep watching. All the best.